I think we're recording. Yes, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Love Sockwool podcast. My name is Sarah, also known as Love Sockwool on Ravelry and Instagram. It is June 13th and I'm recording to you live from, well, not live, but at this very moment it's live, from St. Paul, Minnesota. And it is a lovely, cloudy day. It's like in the 60s. But it's gonna get hot this weekend, so I'm enjoying having my windows open and cooling off the house before it gets really hot again, because it has been a hot summer. It's been a while since I've recorded. We have done a lot of traveling over the month of June and into July, and I'm in between. I'm back from vacation, but we're getting ready to have company again and family in town, which is lovely. And the kids are gonna go to camp. And we're just kind of we're in the mess that is summer. So that is why I've not been able to record a podcast until this very moment, because everything has been so busy. So we just got back from a road trip to visit upstate New York and Pennsylvania. We had a really fun family reunion with my mom's side of the family that we all got to go to. It was a lot of people I did know, but also a whole lot of people didn't even know I was related to. So it was really exciting to see a lot of my mom's side of the family. But we are back home now. It was a 2-day drive to get to the East Coast, and then two days to get there, and then we were there for like a week, 8 days or something, and then 2 days to drive back home. So we are smack dab in the middle of the Bronte along, which is the along that we are currently having in the Love Sockwool podcast group on Ravelry and on Instagram, #Bronte along. So knitting, crocheting, spinning, weaving, sewing, anything that is Bronte inspired, or Jane Eyre inspired, or Wuthering Heights, or The Tenant of Wildfell Hall, Agnes Grey, all the wonderful Bronte sisters and their novels and their movies. Well, movies based on their books. So I have been knitting on a shawl called the High Plains Drifter shawl, and I'll show you that in a moment. But before I get into what I've been knitting, I wanted to show you some of the wonderful giveaways or prizes that I have received for the Bronte along, which it started June 1st and it goes to the end of August. So August 31st will be the end of the Bronte along. And I hope that you guys are enjoying that. I sure am. I still haven't watched any more of the movies. I need to do that. But I want to show you some prizes that have come in. So the wonderful Steve of Leading Men Fiber Art, Steve and Andy, they dyed up a Jane Eyre inspired colorway called Independent Will. And I don't know if you can see it through the, ooh, yeah, that's good. It is gorgeous. So I purchased 2 skeins of the his MCN base, and he so kindly sent a skein of his sport weight. I think hold on, let me see. It's called Callback, 328 yards, and it's 100% superwash merino. But is that colorway not Jane Eyre or what? I'm sorry, there's a little bit of glare. I mean, I guess I could take it out of here. I always put everything in a clear mailer, or not mailer, but plastic bag, because I just want everything to stay nice and neat and tidy. But it's worth, oh my goodness, look at that. Steve and Andy completely knocked it out of the park. I mean, this is utterly gorgeous. And it's called Independent Will. So that is a prize for the Bronte along. Thank you so much, Steve, for sending that along with my order. I was utterly thrilled to have this as a giveaway. It's perfect. Okay, and that was the June colorway of the month. So Steve and Andy always do a colorway of the month throughout the year. I think they do like 10 months out of the year, and they take a couple months off for when they're doing their shows and bending events. So this was the June colorway of the month. Okay, I also have a little package of stitch markers from Mary Jo, the Crafting Treehouse, and they're wooden, and they're all like tea themed. So like a teacup, teapot, tea bag. And they're wooden. They're really beautiful, and I love the way they smell. They smell like, well, like wood, but with, I don't know, like it kind of smells like there's a, like, you know how wood stain smells, which I love. I think that's amazing. So she sent me a set as well. Thank you, Mary Jo. And I have them all on my Bronte shawl, which I will show you later. I actually don't have any of my knitting stuff with me. I just have all my prizes to show you that I'm going to pause and go get. All my socks and knitterly things. Okay, this is very exciting. This is a giveaway from Willow Tree Yarns. This is Harkness Angels on Instagram, and she has been dyeing up Bronte inspired colorways, and she has an Agnes Gray colorway called Governess, which is so beautiful. I have that as well, and I'll show it to you on my shawl. And then this one is called His and Mine Are the Same, and it's a Wuthering Heights color, or Wuthering Heights inspired colorway, and it's on her sparkle base, and isn't that gorgeous? And she sent tea and candy, so this is all packaged up, all beautiful and ready for the winner. And there's a little sample of sock soap in there. It's beautiful. I have this as well. She so kindly sent me one, and I have been playing with it and dreaming of what I'm going to knit with it. I put a little bit of it on my Bronte shawl, but I definitely want to make socks with it as well. So I didn't put a whole lot of it on my shawl because I didn't want to use too much of it, because I want to have enough for a pair of socks. So there's another prize. And then I've shown this one before, but I just want to show it to you again. It's by Fuse Fiber Studios. And this is 2 skeins. Actually, you know what? I don't know if I want to open this because I don't want to tear this. I showed you my skeins. Maybe I can shimmy it out. It's 2 colorways. So I'm not sure. I probably will divide this up into, you know, one prize. I don't think I'll keep them, although they look so pretty together. I don't know. What should I do, guys? Should this be one whole prize? Or should I just have each one be a different prize? I don't know. Tell me what you think below in the comments. But this is Pearls, and this is Perhaps Love. And aren't they gorgeous? I absolutely adore them. So yes, I'm so excited. Thank you so much to everyone who sent a prize for the Bronte along, because they're the best prizes ever. They really are exciting, and I'm honored to be able to have them as giveaways for the Bronte along. Okay, I'm gonna pause now and go and get all my socks and the other things that I've been knitting. Okay, I have a whole stack of socks here to show you guys. I guess I got a lot of sock knitting done. This is how much sock knitting I got done. It seems like a lot, but yet somehow not. Because I guess it's been a while. Has it been 6 weeks? Has it been 2 months? I don't know. I do not have the ability to keep track at this moment. But these are the pairs that have been finished. So I will show them to you now. I do not even know if I ever showed this as a whip. I don't even know. Maybe I did. But this is Hedgehog Fibers in the Heyday colorway. And it is just a basic plain vanilla with a heel flap and gusset. And I love these so much. This was such an enjoyable knit because the colors are, it's just a party on your needles. So I did about 28 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, 2.25 millimeter needles, which is pretty much always my standard needle that I use. And yeah. And I cannot remember if I ever showed these before, but I may not have. Not that it matters. And I got the yarn at Stephen B. Yarn Garage in Minneapolis in February, I think. No, in March. It was when my friend Karen, hi Karen, came up to visit on St. Patrick's Day. We went to Stephen B. and we got Hedgehog. I can't remember if Karen did you get Hedgehog when you were there too? I can't remember. No, I think she got something else. But I go to Stephen B. for Hedgehog. he has a million zillion other things that are definitely worth their going for, but for some reason, hedgehog's the only thing I've ever bought from him because he always has lots of it in stock, which is really fun. Okay, I finished Kiss a Wookie by Lolo Did It with a contrast heel and toe in Wonka, which is also Lolo Did It. It's very fun. Fish Lips Kiss heel. And this is on her everyday sock base. And I love it. So yeah, I'm so happy. Oh, hippos! I got another pair of hippos done. Hippo for Easter. I'm so happy to have this pair done. I have 3 pairs done now. I've got Christmas, Valentine's Day, and Easter. And the contrast is Jinx Yarns Magical Girl. It's a self-striping yarn by Laura of Jinx Yarns, and I love it. And it's really fun because I also have knit a full pair of socks with Magical Girl, and I used Hippo for Easter as the contrast heel and toes on that pair of socks. So it's really fun to have used up both, done the same thing with both yarns. So I don't have a whole lot of either one of them left. I mean, I have a bit of Easter left, but I don't hardly have any of the Magical Girl left. So I feel so virtuous when I use up my yarn so efficiently. Okay, more Lolo Did It. Do you remember these? I started these back in January, I think, for the Weasley along that Jilly hosted. And Megan of Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Spins, I think I'm saying that right. They co-hosted the Weasley along in January. So I cast these on then, and I got the first sock finished really quickly, but then just didn't cast on the second one until a couple weeks ago. And now look, there's a pair. They're finished. And I love these. They are so squishy, and I cannot wait for the fall so I can wear these. This pattern is the Weasley Homestead sock pattern by Erica Luder, and then the contrast is Knit Pick Stroll in Agate Heather. I think that's the name. So yeah, I thought that looked really nice together. I mean, I wish I had been able to use a little Lolo as a contrast, because I like to use all of Lauren's yarns, but at the time I didn't have any of her contrast little Lolos, so I used Stroll, which always comes in handy. So yes, and I knit these toe up. And I think they're my favorite ever. Okay. I finished my Anna Long whip. So Anne of Green Gables by the Yarn at Home Mom. Boy, the color is showing up on the camera really well. And this is the Anne of Green Gables colorway. And I used a contrast yarn with Adelaide Cottage puff sleeves, because that was Shauna's, one of her Anne of Green Gables inspired colorways. And I cannot wait to knit puff sleeve socks, and then I'll use a contrast, my leftovers of the Anne of Green Gables yarn, to do the heels and toes on puff sleeves. So there you have it. I'm very pleased with how they turned out. And I was only like, what, a month or 2 late in finishing it, but whatever, you know, they're done now, and I love them. All right, so that's all my pairs that I finished, and all of these are pairs that I have knit this year. I have other socks pairs I finished, like that would not count for, say, Kristen's box of socks Cal, because I started them last year but finished them this year. But these I actually cast on and finished all of these in 2017. So they can go in my box of socks, Cal. And some of these can count for Jilly's, the Knitting Broomstick, her 13 Months of Magic. Let me see which ones would count for that. The Burrow would count. Kiss a Wookie, I think, would count because it's like Star Wars fantasy. That's kind of magical. I don't know if the rest of these... Well, see, would this work? Because Magical Girl, but I don't know if the hippos count for the 13 Months of Magic. Anne believes in magic, so these should count. I don't know. I'm stretching things. Okay, so I have finished a whole bunch of single socks. Since we're discussing hippos, this is Hippo for Dad. I have knit just one sock, And this is a man-sized Hippo for Dad sock, and these are for Ben. I'm on a heel flap kick right now, and I've been enjoying knitting the Dutch heel because it's fast to do, and when you go to pick up your gusset stitches, because when you finish the Dutch heel, you don't have quite as many, you have less stitches on your needle when you're finished with the heel turn. So when you go to pick up the gusset stitches, your gusset ends up not being quite as long as a typical, round heel or French heel turn. So it doesn't take as long to decrease back down to your original number of stitches. So it kind of goes a little bit faster. So I've been enjoying that. And the contrast is Betty Davis eyes. Yes, but a little Lolo. And I only had one skein of Betty Davis eyes, little Lolo, which is not enough for cuffs, heels, and toes. So I just did a little bit of the cuff in the blue. So yeah, so there's a Hippo for Dad. I have not cast on Hippo for Mom yet. I'm not sure when I will, but whatever. Okay. I finished Princess Leia by Mustache Yarns. And this is the first sock. I have another 50-gram skein in Han Solo. And these are going to be for Priscilla for Christmas. So they'll just be, a mismatched pair of socks with Leia and Han. But I have the yarn wound up, but I have not cast it on yet. And these I cast on 68 stitches just because I think my gauge is a little bit tighter when I knit with mustache yarn because it's such a lovely, smooth, a little bit thinner sock yarn that for Priscilla, I was like, I'm just gonna cast on a couple extra stitches so that the fit is good. So yeah, and I didn't do anything fussy with the heel as far as, because it's a self-striping, I just knit the Fish Lips Kiss and started in the round again, and actually I think it kind of all flows pretty nicely, which is nice. It's nice not to have to weave in extra ends. Okay, other random first socks. Okay, speaking of mustache, I knit this sock while we were in New York and Pennsylvania. I casted it on in the car on our road trip, and then I finished it, I think, the day before we started driving back to Minnesota. So this is called Apple Picking, and I think it might be one of my favorite mustache colorways. It is so beautiful. It's just gray with these lovely, thin, colorful stripes. And this batch of Apple Picking I got obviously from the mustache website, but they were short. It was like a short skein, or I don't know what she calls them. I think she calls them short skeins. So I guess I don't know how that happens, or if she has leftovers, but it's two little skeins together, as one hank, and you separate them. So each hank I think was only 30 grams, because I think total it was 62 grams. So it's way less than 100 gram skein. So it's the price was discounted. So I knew I wouldn't have enough for a whole pair of socks if I didn't do contrast heels and toes. So this is a little Lolo by Lolo Did It. It's actually right here. It's called Fame. And I kind of was saving this for one of my other Lolo Did It yarns, but I don't remember which ones. And I had two of them, so I decided it looked really nice with that stripe right there. And again, Dutch heel turn, and this is the slightly modified Eye of Partridge heel from the Hermione's Everyday sock pattern. So yeah, this was really, really fun to knit. I have not cast on the second one. I have not even wound up the little hank. I need to do that. I don't know when. At some point in life. Okay, other random first socks I finished. Do you remember this sock? Did I ever actually show this as a whip? This was cast on last year. I think fall last year maybe. So this is Knit Picks Felici in the Balloon Ride colorway, and it's the vanilla bean sock pattern, and I was so inspired to cast this pattern on in Felici, because Nina of This Old Knit podcast, she's always knitting this pattern. Well, not that she's always knitting it, but she has frequently knit the vanilla bean sock pattern in Felici, which is a really perfect yarn for this pattern. So you just slip you slip every other stitch whenever you change, whenever the yarn changes color as you're knitting. So it's very, very easy to do. It's basically a plain vanilla sock pattern, except for when you do the slip stitch row. And just regular dropped heel, Dutch heel turn. See how the gusset is, like it's done pretty quick. Like if you did a French heel turn or a round heel turn, the gusset would probably extend further out to like here maybe. So you save a little bit of time with this heel turn. And I really like it. I think it looks really nice. I do have the second one cast on. It's actually sitting right here. So I'm about halfway done with the cuff. And it is Knit Picks Balloon Ride. And it's so soft. If you haven't knit with Felici, you should. And even though they say special reserve and they act like it's all exclusive and everything, and get it now or it'll be gone, it's always there. They always bring it back. So you can get some, and they always come out with different colorways periodically throughout the year, which is really fun. So you have lots of options. Okay, my last random sock I have finished is the Regia Colorations something or other colorway. I don't know the number, but I cast this on a couple months ago, and this was so kindly gifted to me by Marianne Kidd on Ravelry and Instagram. So thank you, Marianne. I have the first sock done, and I want to get the second one cast on right away if I can. We'll see. My inspiration keeps changing from day to day. And I just did a fish lips kiss heel, nothing fancy. I only had 2 ends to weave in, this one and this one. It's such a luxury when you only have 2 ends to weave in. Okay, so now let me show you some sock whips currently still going on. All right. Always got more Star Wars socks to be knitting on. So a couple weeks ago, or maybe was it 4 weeks ago, I went down to Iowa to visit Karen and Patty, and we were in, is it Marion, Iowa, where Stitch Together Studio is. The owner is Kayana, and she's always there. She's lovely. She carries junk yarn in her shop. You can purchase it right there. So this is the Rey colorway from Force Awakens. And I cast it on immediately as soon as we got back home to Patty's house. And I'm almost done with this. I have to knit like maybe 15 more rounds, then I'll be ready for the toe. And again, Hermione's Everyday heel flap and Dutch heel turn. Love it. Kemper, you do speckles really well. This is so fun to knit. I also got a skein of junk yarn in the Hermione colorway, and it's beautiful. When I do some stash enhancement, I will show that one to you as well. So I'm really enjoying junk yarn. This is Han. I have not cast it on yet, as you can see, but I wound it up when we were down there, and I have all my Star Wars yarns in my Star Wars bag. Okay, I've got another sock whip. I don't think I've shown this one yet. I'm sorry for the lawn noises. Somebody's mowing their lawn really loud. But it's summer, and that's what you do in summer. This is Jinx Yarns Interstellar. It's beautiful. And it's actually a self-striping yarn. But I have to say, I don't think it really looks like a self-striping yarn. Because it's very subtle. But it is, Laura does classify it as a self-striping because, well, here, do I have the label in here? I don't think I do. But they're, so it's like a speckled stripe. So there's green, blue, kind of a pink, and then there's supposed to be just white and gray. but I have to, it's a little hard for me to see, but it's beautiful and I love it. And it's on the sparkle base, and it's called Interstellar. I've always wanted this colorway. She's dyed it in the past, and I waited and waited for her to dye it again because I love it so much. I just think it's a very unique colorway. So I'm enjoying it immensely. Okay, wait, I have like the messiest cakes. I desperately need a new ball winder. Not ball winder, the Swift, the umbrella thing. It's completely broken. So I've been having to hand wind my yarn, and it takes me forever, which has been kind of good because then it prevents me from recklessly casting things on, because if it needs to be wound up, then it just doesn't happen because I'm like, I'm too tired to wind up yarn. So one of these days I'll have to replace my Swift. Okay, I'm gonna close the window so that maybe it's okay. I hope it's a little bit easier to hear me now. I apologize if it was noisy before. I got up to grab some stash enhancement to show you guys in just a second. And I grabbed my Hippo bag so I could show you some other Hippo yarns I've been working on by the lovely Lauren of Lolo Did It. Okay, so I cast on my second Hippo for St. Patty's Day. And look at the Hippo stitch marker. They're so cute. He flops around a little. So cute. I love his little buck teeth. So, and this is on the plush base. And I am just enjoying this so much. I'm ready to put in the Fish Lips Kiss Heel in the contrast Little Lolo in Shamrock, but my dilemma is that I only have the tiniest little ball left of the Shamrock, because I only had one little Lolo of Shamrock. So I just quick went and ordered another one from Lauren's website. Lolo Did It. So this will have to be on hold a little bit until probably next week, whenever my next little skein of Shamrock comes. So it's because I do such long cuffs, and I'm doing contrast cuffs, heels, and toes, so I use up all the yarn, which is good. Okay, so on the 4th of July, I cast on Hippo for Independence. And I just got the heel flap done, and I'm ready for the Dutch heel. So what I did with this sock is I cast on in a little Lolo called Sriracha, which I love. Do you have a Trader Joe's near your house? If you do, you need to go there and get their Sriracha sauce, because it's the best in the world. I'm not even kidding, it's the best. Looks just like this. Little side note there. But anyway, isn't this amazing? This is the most speckles of any of the Hippo colorways, I think. I love how saturated it is. It's really beautiful. So anyway, I cast on with the Sriracha. Like, just did the cast on, and then started knitting with Hippo for Independence. So I only have it's like just this little rim of red. And yeah. And I'll do contrast toes as well. So that saves me a little bit, so I won't use it, because I literally use up all of my little Lolo. I need to buy 2 of them with every pair of socks I knit. I kind of need 2 little Lolos, but whatever. Isn't that fun? And again, this is only the first sock, but that's okay. And then I've got Hippo for Mom. It's all wound up, ready to go, but I have not cast it on yet. And I've got a little Lolo of Summer Nights that Lauren so kindly gifted to me. So I'm all ready to go, but I just haven't cast this one on yet. I'm trying to get some of my other ones finished first. I'm trying not to have too many Hippo whips going at one time, because then I don't really make any progress on any of them. So it's better if I just have a few on the go and just finish them before I cast on more. But I really, really want to try to get caught up with all my Hippo sock whips before the next Hippo for the holidays comes out, which I think is Halloween. Are there any other holidays between now and Halloween? I don't know. Can you think of any? I didn't know about Cinco de Mayo was that was a surprise because I forgot about that one. So yeah, anyway, but I'm trying to focus on this one the most. So as soon as my next little Lolo gets here, this one is gonna get cranked out. Until then, they are all happily being housed in my Hippo bag. Oh, this is Hippo for Dad. I wound it into a ball for the second sock. And here is Betty Davis eyes. Okay. I must pause for a sip of water. It'll take a moment to tell you how much I love this water bottle. Amazon. Swig Savvy is the brand, I guess. But the thing that I love about it is that it's a straw, and if I drink from a straw, I drink more water, which is good. And it's double walled, so I fill this thing up with ice, then put my water in it. It stays cold for like over 24 hours. It's amazing. Like I filled this up, I don't know, last night. It is now the afternoon of the next day. It's still ice cold. I love it. And you can clip it onto your backpack or whatever and be fabulous. Okay, so next, let me show you my Bronte shawl, which I love so very much. Oh yeah, I've got all my Bronte projects in here. So let me show you my sock first. So this is Reader, I Married Him by Adelaide Cottage, and it is so beautiful. I mean, just the colors, the varied colors that are so delicate in here is just stunning. So this is the yarn, the Reader, I Married Him, that I cast on the High Plains Drifter shawl. So it's all this yarn. And then what I've decided to do, since I have so many lovely Bronte inspired colors or yarns, I decided I would just put them all in the High Plains Drifter shawl, and then it could be like a sampler. So I'm calling it my Bronte sampler shawl. So I've got Reader, I Married Him, and this is Mr. Rochester, also by Adelaide Cottage on her sparkle base. So pretty. And then Bertha Mason, also by Adelaide Cottage. And then the next one is Governess by Willow Tree Yarns, Angela Harkness Angels. I love this one so much. It's so pretty. And then this is His and Mine Are the Same, also by Willow Tree Yarns. I only put in a few garter bumps because I'm trying to save the yarn for a pair of socks. And then this is Fuse Fiber Studios Pearls, and that's the color that's on currently. And I think the next color I'm going to put in, I think, is Woolen Vine I Am No Bird on her Volca base, because I have that yarn all wound up and ready to go. And I cannot decide, I've never been able to decide what to knit with it because I've been hoarding it. I think it's beautiful. It's my favorite Kristen colorway ever. And so I finally decided, you know what? I just need to put it in my Bronte shawl, and I'll probably put a bigger chunk of it in this shawl. In fact, I might finish this with the I Am No Bird and then cast it off. You can see here where I made a mistake. My yarn overs are off by one. It's fine. I don't care. And this is being knit on a 5, US 5. I feel like it's getting kind of big, actually. So I'm quite pleased with it. I think according to the pattern, it's supposed to be 16 inches deep. Like that's the longest it will be. And I think I'm at 13 inches. So I'm really not far away from being done with it. But it's the kind of pattern you can make it as big or as small as you want. It's absolutely delightful. Oh, and here's my Crafting Treehouse beautiful wooden stitch markers that say tea time. And here's a little teapot. I really, really love them. They're very, very cute. Little tea bag. I thought tea stitch markers are perfect for a Bronte shawl. And here is Pearls by Fuse Fiber Studios. Okay, what else do I have in here of interest? Okay, this is completely unrelated, but okay, so I was knitting apple picking. This is how much I have left of that little skein. That's as much as I had left. I think I had hoped that I would have been able to finish the sock and just knit it to the end, but I think I would have run out of yarn by the time I got to the toe. Random aside there. Okay. I did finish a shawl. I finished my Christmas Full and Vine Pure Joy, and I forgot to grab that. It's upstairs. So if I remember, I'll go get it to show it to you at the end. But if I don't remember, I'll show it to you next time. But I'm so happy I got that finished. It's in Deck the Halls and Venus Flytrap, and I just felt so good to have that finished. Very, very happy to have that off the needles, and it's all ready for the Christmas season. So I'll try to remember to show it to you later, but if not, maybe I can insert a photo. I did post a picture of it on Instagram, so you can always go check it out there if I don't remember to show it here. Okay, I think I'm going to show you a little bit of stash enhancement, and I think I will probably be done for now. I'm not sure when I'll be able to podcast again. I mean, hopefully, I'm sure I will in August. We just have a lot on our schedule for the next couple weeks, and then with the kids being home from school, my time is just simply not my own. I don't think it ever is, but it definitely isn't in the summer. So thank you for bearing with me. Okay, so while we were gone on vacation, I still had access to the internet, so damage was still done while I was gone, and I went a little bit mustache crazy. Not too bad, but a little bit bad. So I'm on her newsletter, so I had the email about her, what is it called, sock school. Does it say on here? I don't know. But this is the mouse and the motorcycle colorway. Look, you see right there? Isn't that adorable? And it's called Ralph the mouse. Isn't that cute? And I love it. And I have the contrast natural mini to go with. Now, I don't know what this means, the sock school. I don't know anything about this. That was just in the email. So what is this? Is it just like a hashtag on Instagram or in their Ravelry group or something? I think it's something to do with Amber, Yarn Hoarder. Why do I not know anything? Because I live under a rock, apparently. But I just know it's the sock school colorway. Yeah. And I think do they do this every year? I don't know. I am not knowing. But I love it, and I'm really excited about it. And I downloaded the book on my Kindle, so I've been reading it aloud to the kids, because I've never read it to them. I think Priscilla read it to herself like a long time ago, but Marshall hasn't read it, and Juliet obviously hasn't read it, because she don't know how to read yet. But so I'm reading it to them, and so I was inspired to do so because of this sock yarn. Thank you, Knitting World. Okay, then lovely Stacy is doing this whole amazing Great Reads series, and this one is Over the Rainbow. Is that what that's called? Yeah, Over the Rainbow. And this right here is a mini in ruby slippers, and it's sparkly. That's what got me. I had to have it because of the ruby slippers. But it's just a lovely, lovely, like rainbowy, self-striping. You can go look at Stacy's Mustache Yarns, her Instagram, and you'll see how it knits up. Actually, you can go to her website because there's a picture of how it knits up there. But I had to have this because anything rainbowy is got my name written all over it. She also is doing like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Mary Poppins, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, but they're all like exclusive and limited quantities, and she puts it up for like a week, and then if you miss it, you miss it. But maybe she'll do it again in the future, I don't know. But I definitely wanted to grab this one because it's so fun. Okay, and then in a fit of ill-advised fancy, Stacy had put up more of these pre-order kits for oh, do I have the picture? I don't think I do. Of the, Beauty and the Beast, Tale as Old as Time cowl kit. Do you see the picture of the cowl there? This is 1,000 yards of self-striping Beauty and the Beast goodness. So one side is kind of like beast colors and the other side is bell colors. It's gorgeous. So it's actually 2 skeins in one. And it's huge. See, it's a yarn baby. I did not need this. This was very ill-advised of me to purchase this, but I just couldn't help myself because it's so beautiful, and I love Beauty and the Beast, as you know. I also have a skein of her Beauty and her Beast sock yarn. I mean, and it's the same sock yarn, but just I think maybe the sequences. It's all of these together in one colorway, whereas this one, I think it's kind of separate. The colors are separated out a little bit. Am I saying that right? I may not be saying that right, but either way, it's beautiful, and I love everything Beauty and the Beast. And what I'm trying to decide, though, is do I want to make the cowl, or do I want to, make, all matching socks for me and the girls in the beauty color, and then I can make Ben and Marshall socks in the Beast color. So I have lots of options because there's so much yardage. So if I use contrast heels and toes, I could probably make Beauty and the Beast socks for my entire family. Right? I think I can do that. So I have to decide. But right now I'm just enjoying this as art because it is art. And that, my friends, is all I have to say. I think I'm going to be done now. I hope that you are having a really good summer wherever you are in the world. And take care. And I hope I can record again in another couple weeks, but I'm not sure how. I don't know when or how, but I will try. So keep knitting your Bronte things. If you're on Instagram and you're posting your whips or your finished objects, use the hashtag Bronte along so that we can all see them. That's what I think is so nice about Instagram and being able to have specific hashtags for knit alongs, because then we can all see each other's projects and be inspired and comment on them and like them and just, it opens up everyone's horizons, which is really wonderful. And yeah, and then if you are able to finish your projects, get your finished objects posted in the finished object thread in the Love Sockwool podcast group. And after August 31st, I will pick winners. And I just showed you guys some of the prizes that we have, and they're fabulous. And I hope you're excited about it too. Okay. All right. God bless. Bye.